Take number 3. Hi guys, and welcome back to Fit with T. I hope you guys are good. So this is another video in my Sprint and ABC series, and today we're on the letter O and we're talking about observational feedback. Now, observational feedback can come in different forms. It can be with a person, so a coach for example, or it can be with video feedback. So I'm going to focus specifically on video feedback in this video today, but let's just talk about observational feedback as a whole and why it's beneficial, right? So one of the benefits of having a coach, having someone else there, is because they're able to see things that you may not be able to feel. Sometimes what happens when we are performing a skill like sprinting, we may feel that we are in a certain position, that we're at a certain angle, that we've done something that doesn't quite correlate to what is actually seen, and vice versa. It may be a case where actually what you felt matched up to what was seen, right? With your coach's eye, with a coaching eye, with someone who's able to give you feedback, they're able to tell you what they saw, and then you can try to match what was seen, what actually was produced, with what you feel. So having someone there to give you that feedback is a great way to develop your skill. That's why coaching is such a big thing, not only in sport but also in life, business coaching, all of that stuff. Coaching is a great thing because you have someone else who's able to see things that you may not be able to see, and then because of that observational feedback, you're able to then make tweaks and adjustments to continue progressing your skill. Now, when it comes to video feedback, that could be an additional tool that you can add to your tool belt that can help again with your progression in your sprinting and in your fitness, whether that's in the gym as well or on the track. It can be beneficial because not only do you have that observational feedback in the moment, someone else's coaching eye, but you also have it recorded, which means that you're able to go back and look at that video footage, both you and your coach, or if you're self-coached like me, then going back yourself and being able to look at what was performed, look at what was done, and you're able to then compare it to the model that you're going for, and just as a way to see what things still need to be corrected and to see improvements as well. Video feedback, guys, if you have not included video into your training, into competition, then I want to encourage you guys to actually add that to what you do in order to help you get faster. So if you want to get faster, then having feedback, not just performing reps without having any feedback. So if you have a coach, that is amazing. And even if you do have a coach, adding video feedback to what you do to help you, assess where you're at, assess what you're doing, and make changes for reps. And like I said, competition, all of that kind of stuff. Video feedback is really important. So for the rest of this video, I want to talk about what you want to be looking for when you're taking videos, how you should record your videos, and then I'm also going to give you guys some tips about what equipment you can use in order to help you when it comes to recording your videos. So let's get into it. So let's start off by talking about what you're looking for when it comes to video feedback, when it comes to observational feedback via video. You're going to be looking mostly at the technical elements of your sprinting. It can also apply to when you're doing exercises in the gym as well though, so it may be on track or it may be in the gym, but video feedback is mostly going to be beneficial when it comes to looking at your technique, when it comes to the technical element, and it comes to correcting technical elements. Okay, so when it comes to recording performance or times, distances, all of that kind of stuff, there's other ways that we're going to measure that, but when it comes to video feedback, then it's going to be technique that's going to be one of the main things that you're going to be looking for. So that may be in a specific session that you're targeting a specific thing. So for example, in a session you may say that you're working on your arms that session, and so when you're looking at your video feedback, you're going to be looking at your arms and comparing it to the model that you want to see. So I've got quite a few videos on my channel now about technique, but you want to look at your head position, shoulders, are they relaxed, arms, where are they going, are you going too high, too low, are you rocking, are you rotating, you want to look at knee height, you want to look at where your heel lands, your heel recovers, foot strike, angles, torso position. There's so many different aspects of technique that you may be looking at when it comes to video feedback, but probably looking at one element at a time, or if you have one focus for that session and looking in that video to see as to where you met that target for the session. Having video feedback is also a really great way to compare where you may have started in a certain element and where you are now in a certain element. So if you have that video feedback, you can actually compare, which is really great. And then if it is, for example, a race, you can see how you executed as a whole in that particular race under pressure, because one thing to do it in training, it's another thing to execute it in a race, in a competition environment. Or for example, if you do run a PB, let's say, then you may be able to look at that video and see what you did right or what you did differently compared to previous times. Or if you don't run as well as usual, you can again look at your race as a whole and see, okay, which part of my race didn't I perform well in? So breaking the race down into the different phases. So if you haven't checked out this video, check that video out about the different phases of the 100. But regardless of what race it is that you have, you can look at your whole race as a whole and see, okay, which elements of the race did did you do well in, which elements of the race did you like not do so well in, etc, etc. So hopefully that gives you an idea as to what to look for when it comes to video feedback. Okay, so next we're going to talk about how to record your videos, okay? And by this, what I mean is, where should you place the camera? Now, it's a good idea in a competition. Sometimes it's not always easy to get a good race angle depending on where a person can stand when they're recording your race. But if you can, try and get them to stand so that they can see the whole race, preferably from like a side on angle. Kind of gives you a better way to analyze the race as opposed to face on in a race. However, if you do have more than one person recording you, then having them stand at different angles will be really, really beneficial for you because you can see yourself at different angles. But definitely in training, you want to, as much as you can, try and take videos of yourself at different angles, because the side on angle, we get to see the knee height, the range of motion of your legs. We get to kind of see that nice technical model. However, from the front and from the back, you can also see things that you may not be able to see from the side. So for example, do you drift in your lane? For example, do you rock from side to side? Do you rotate? So those are things that you may not necessarily be able to see from the side angle. So sometimes it's not always recording from the side, but also giving yourself an opportunity to record from the front and from the back, so you can see things that you may not necessarily see from the side angle. And also recording both at normal speed and also in slow motion, because again, sometimes slow motion video gives you a chance to see things that you may not see at normal speed. And also slow motion looks really cool, right, for your social media if you want to use it. Anyway, think about trying to get a 360 view of whatever it is that you're doing. So if it's a sprint, trying to get a 360 view. Same thing in the gym, sometimes trying to get a 360 view, because things that you may not be able to see from one angle, you could see in the other. Slow motion and normal speed video. Basically having a mix of those just gives you a better rounded picture of where you're at, of your technique. So hopefully that's helpful for you guys as well. Okay, so we've looked at why video feedback can be useful. We've looked at what to look for when you're looking at your videos. We've looked at how to record your videos. And last but not least, I want to talk about what tools you can use to help you when it comes to recording your video. Now, you don't need to buy a camera in order to record your videos, okay? If you have one, go ahead and use it. If you use it for other purposes as well, go ahead and use it. But most of us have a smartphone, and to be honest with you, a smartphone is pretty much all you need in this day and age to be able to record yourself and to record slow motion, different angles, etc, etc. Now, if you have a team, if you have a coach, then they can hold the phone, stand at different angles and get the videos for you guys. If you don't have a coach though, I want to show you guys what I use when it comes to training. Now, the tripod that I'm recording on to make this video is not this tripod. I'm going to recommend this one if you train by yourself, or if you want to just record yourself in training. Why I recommend this one, or one like this, a small portable one that folds up, that also gets bigger. I'll show you. So this one, it can extend, it can become it has a little base, you can change the height of it. Also, this rotates, so you can do it from vertical videos for short form, or you can do it this way, so you have your camera, your phone this way, so it's for long form videos or normal landscape 16 by 9, 16 by 9, 9 by 16, can't remember which way around that is, but for normal form, long form videos that way. So this one like this, and also this one has a light, as you can see. It's pretty cool for nighttime. So basically, I've linked this tripod in particular in the description box below. I've been using this one for I think a year. I've got two of them. This is the one that I like. I had to buy two because I broke the other one because I dropped it from high. But why I like to have this one as a portable, it fits in your bag for training. It's not heavy, it's light, as opposed to the big tripod, which is what I'm using right now to record this video. A big tripod is cool and everything, it stands. If you have a team, then they may have a big tripod, that's fine. But why I think this is useful, or every athlete should have one like this, is because, like I said, it's portable, it can fit in small spaces. Put it up high, put it up low, and it just makes it very easy to always have with you, so that you have something that you can use. If you have someone who you want to record for you, who's not necessarily someone who's comfortable with recording, like your mum or your dad, like for example, if my mum has come to watch me race, if I give her this with my phone in it or her phone in it, she feels much more comfortable than holding it, because more times when you're holding it, your hand shakes a bit, right? So getting a tripod, a little handheld portable one like this that can fold up. Again, I've linked this one in the description if you want to get one of that. It's actually cheap. I think it's like under £12 or about that much. But you can also invest in a bigger tripod if you want to, if you have someone who's going to be able to maneuver that around. But when you have other equipment that you want to use in training, or you have other things that you're carrying, if you have a big tripod, it can just get annoying. So I will link the big tripod in the description box for you guys as well, but I recommend this one as an athlete or something similar, especially if you're self-coached. But like I said, all you really need is your phone. If you have your phone, that's absolutely fantastic. If your problem is, oh, I don't have space in my phone, what I encourage you to do is either, if you're with Android, like I'm with Android, I know all you people that are Apple are going to be like, oh my gosh, whatever. Both Apple and Android have the cloud, so Google Drive, Google Photos. If you're Samsung, or if you're, I don't know about the other Androids, but Samsung anyway, if you're Apple, then it can upload to the iCloud as well. And it just might be a case of paying a little bit extra. I know Apple was like 79p before at one point, so less than £1 you're going to pay monthly for something like that for Apple, I think. And then for Google Drive, I think I'm on like 2 terabytes, but I make videos all the time. You won't necessarily need that if you guys don't make as much videos as I do, but having something like that where it can upload to the cloud and then you can delete it off your phone, so you have space continually. That's a way to make sure you still have space on your phone. Or you can just buy yourself an adapter. Buy yourself an adapter. So what you do is that once you've recorded it, you just put the adapter into your phone and you transfer it to your USB or a hard drive, so that again, you don't keep it on your phone, and then you can look at it on your computer, on your laptop, however you want to. So guys, that's the video. I hope it's been helpful for you. Something a little bit different, but again, it does help you to get faster, because if you can observe yourself, if you can assess yourself, and you can reassess and you can progress, that's what I like to say. If you like the video, please give it a big thumbs up to help me accelerate my channel, to let the algorithm know, and to let more athletes like you can see this video. And if you haven't checked out this video or this video that Google and if you haven't checked out this video or this video that YouTube, and if you haven't checked out this video about the phases of the 100, which I mentioned before, check that out. And if you haven't seen this video that Google, I don't know why I keep saying Google, and if you haven't checked out this video that YouTube recommends is best for you, then check that out as well. And I'll see you guys on another Friday. Bye guys.